again, it's Trisha. Just wanted to go and, kind of like explain why I put up this Medium article right here. It was essentially going like, let families know, as you can see here, that any of this can happen to anyone in America. And that's really true. My son and I were really happy. I certainly didn't think that there was any issue. There was no abuse or neglect by me. I had a landlord at the time, of course now an ex-landlord for a number of years, who just was vindictive, and he reported my son and me, and he is all over the original paperwork. And as a result of what he wrote in the report, my son was essentially, with a warrant, taken out of daycare while I was at work. And, it's been sort of like hell since. Because what I did not know at the time is that if I would have had hired what they call a private lawyer, meaning just a lawyer you hire, not somebody who's court appointed, a public attorney. If I would have hired someone, my son would have been home with me within 3 days. Well, he hasn't. And, I really learned very quickly going to the court, even the first time, on day 3, that there's a lot of corruption going on. They're trying to extend, they're trying to ask for continuances. If you go with a public attorney, they're doing all kinds of deals behind closed doors, leaving us parents out of it. There are no jury trials. Social workers do not wear a body cam, which I think they should, just like police officers do. And they can make up all kinds of, reports that, in particular in my case, I wasn't even allowed to go and have any witness at any occasion, and I was not allowed to use the media, although the judge refused to put it in writing. Wink, wink, right? Violation of my First Amendment right. And then, and when COVID, closed the courts last year in March, and I had another public attorney version, all mayhem broke loose and nothing really happened for all this time. And it's of course very unfair. It should be completely illegal. It certainly hurt my son and me. Apparently there are foster caregivers, I call them, not parents, because they're not parents, who are, out there to go and get a cute kid who's healthy, and they're willing to do that at any cost, with complete disregard of the family and parents and the child, and with complete disregard of really the entire case. Because anybody reading my case, they couldn't even say that there was any neglect or abuse. They were just like, well, the mother is complaining that her son is not home. Yes, hello, yes, of course, why wouldn't I? I mean, every parent does. Oh, the mother's complaining about court-appointed attorneys. Yes, many parents do. I've talked to so many parents who went through 5 or 6 court-appointed attorneys, and the reason we did is because we were essentially, not represented properly. None of these people should even be in business and lose their license because they're unethical and they participate in a corrupt scheme. Some parents call it child trafficking. And I have to say, at this point, I have to also call it child trafficking, because from what I'm hearing from other parents, that's exactly what they're going through. And it's something that needs to be known. It needs to be all over the national news, like tonight. There should be no wait. There are national news reports about children who are illegal immigrants being separated from their parents at the Mexico border. So we should have at least a respect for our children here in the U.S. U.S. children with U.S. citizenship who get the same, media respect, and to have parents tell stories, have essentially kind of like a tremendous media presence that prevents this from happening. I can tell you that the system is so bad. Social workers get sued all the time for lying or for testifying under oath and then lying, and it's called perjury, and then also hurting children. In particular, also in my case, my two absolutely horrendous social workers and supervisors under the same supervisor who just horrible, went out of their way to hurt my son and me in any shape or form, and complete disregard for humanity. Makes me actually want to go on also to the UN, which I will at this point, because I think this is something that the UN needs to be aware of. And the bad country is the US in this case. And I know as a fact this does not happen in this way, at least in the countries I'm originally from, Germany and Italy. And it's a complete disgrace, and it's very embarrassing, I think, for the US. And it needs to be in the national news tonight. My son should have never been taken away from me. He should have been home with me. If needed, I should have received any type of service, but I didn't need any service. My son and I were happy and was gainfully employed. I had an apartment. There was really absolutely no need. My son had great insurance, and he was certainly well fed. There was no health issues, so my son should have never been out of my care. And this is really important. I really need you all to really pay attention to this. There are hundred thousands, you ready? 100,000 of children every year, like my son, who are stuck in the CPS and DCFS system because of federal funding for the agencies and state funding and local funding for those agencies, like DCFS Los Angeles, the Department of Family and Children Services Los Angeles, under Director Bobby Cagle, and those LA County supervisors, Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, who are endorsing this. They actually even wanted to hire sheriffs last year during COVID because their numbers went down. They couldn't find as many children who were, getting reported because parents were working from home during COVID. And they were hiring sheriffs to knock at people's doors. That feels like the Gestapo in Nazi Germany, okay? That should not happen in any country, and certainly not in 2020 or 2021. So as far as I'm concerned, the US really needs to look at this. National media coverage. Tonight, please. Thank you.